wanted to just do 3 or 4 problems and show you how to get the answers into Mymathlab. So this first one is question 6. You might have a different problem, but question 6 in the 3.3 through 3.5 section of Mymathlab, it just asked us to graph. It does not specify in the problem the technique to use. So we can choose. We might choose to do intercepts because x and y are on the same half, but you don't have to. Right, I'm going to do the math here to get the information we need. So I'm going to do intercepts. So intercepts are when you just plug in 0. So if I plug 0 into x, 3 times 0 is 0, so that wipes out, and you get 2y equals 15. The downside to this one is it gives us a fraction, but I wanted to try that and see how it will show up for you. So remember, go ahead and switch this to a mixed number. So 2 into 15, we'll go 7. 7 times 2 is 14, and that gives us 1 over 2, a half left over. So y is 7 1/2. For the other point, we plug 0 in the y. This will give us a nice one. This piece cancels. We have 3x equals 15. Divide by 3, x equals 5. So those are the 2 points that I'm going to use to draw the graph. Now we'll go on Mymathlab and try to graph it. The first thing I would always do is I would enlarge the graph. You can click here or you can click on the plus to magnify. So I'm going to enlarge the graph. All right, we have enlarged the graph. We still have our information. I don't have it up here, but you should remember it. Our points, right? We're going to click the line tool. It's the second one in. Right, and now we're going to go on the grid and plot our point. You get 2 funny looking lines here. Right, go to 0, 0 with your cursor. Right, and now I want to find 0 and then 7 1/2. So that says don't go over, but go up 7 1/2. So here is my 7 1/2 is marked off for you, so it's okay. Once you find your cursor on the point, click. Right. Now go back to 0, 0. Ignore the line that came on there. Just go back to 0, 0 with your cursor. And now you want to do our other point, which is 5, 0. When you get on the 5, click. That will make your point and it will complete your line. And now we will save. And I'm going to check. I'm off the screen now, but I'm going to use the check button. And it's correct. For our next problem, problem 7, it specifies to use intercepts. So you have to, if you change it around and use slope and the y-intercept, it will mark you wrong. So it is expecting the intercept points. So to do intercepts, that's when we plug in zeros into x and y. So first, if we plug 0 into x, 0 plus 3y equals 6. 0 is gone. So 3y equals 6. Divide by 3. Y equals 2. And to get our other intercept, we will plug 0 in the y. And that whole piece wipes out. You get x equals 6. So we have our points, and now I'm going to go to Mymathlab and graph. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is click to enlarge my graph. And I'm going to try to pull this up a little bit. Right, on my graph, I want to choose my line tool. And use your points. I'm not showing them, but you have them down. 0, 2. All right, so go over to 0, 0. Want to do 0, 2, so it says don't go across, go up 2, and click. All right, then go back to 0, 0. I'm going to go 6 across. I'm not going to go up or down. Click. I'm going to save my answer, and then I'm going to check. This is below your screen, but it likes my answer. On this next one, I wanted to just remind you how to enter your answer. Right? It's going to be a two-part question. The first part asks us to find the slope. Here's our equation, and what you have to make sure of is that you are in slope-intercept form. You are, y is isolated. Your slope will be the coefficient of the x, which is -8. So you're just going to click in your box, enter -8, and you will need to check. So we're okay. Right? The next thing is the y-intercept. You have to enter this as an ordered pair. Right? Our y was isolated, so our y-intercept is 5. So you need to use the parentheses because of your directions. Use your parentheses, right? And for the y-intercept, the x is 0. So it's 0, 5, close your parentheses. And check my answer. Very good. Next, I'm going to problem 33. Notice in the directions, it specifies use the slope-intercept form to graph the equation. So it's expecting you to use the y-intercept and then to count and find your second point. It will watch for those points. If you use different points, even though it's the same line, it will mark it wrong. So we'll go off of here for just a moment and do the math. So we have to have y isolated to be in slope-intercept form. That means we need to get this 4x off. So we're going to add 4x to both sides. When you add it on this side, it will cancel, and you will add it to the other side. Now we're in the proper form. Y is isolated. Pick off your slope. Remember, your slope is the coefficient of the x. It doesn't matter about your order here. So our slope is a +4. Your y-intercept is going to be this number. It will be 0, 2. So we will use those to draw our graph. So first I'm going to click to enlarge my graph. I'm going to try to move it up just a little bit. All right, I want to click the line tool. Get your cursor over 0, 0. You want to plot your y-intercept. So 0, 2. Over 0, up 2, click. Now we're going to count. Our slope is 4, so to make it like a fraction, 4 over 1. So we're going to go up 4 from the 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, click, connect your line, save, and check.